Hey guys, I'm Damesies. Welcome to the Omnic recap. Today I want to talk about magic in Overwatch. And no, I'm not talking about the basketball player. Or is that too old school of a reference? Alright, fine. I'm talking about the use of means, like charms and spells, believed to have supernatural power over natural forces. Or at least that is what the dictionary says. See, somewhere in the early years of Overwatch, Kaplan, the game director, and Michael Chu, the lead narrative designer, stated repeatedly that there is no magic in the Overwatch universe. Everything that we see in game can be explained by science and technology, ranging from a talking gorilla, a hamster that weaponized his hamster ball, to two Japanese brothers spawning all kinds of dragons. I mean, there is a lot going on in the game that could be attributed to magic. Like, sure, music has a healing effect, but Lucio, he's pushing it a little bit. Reaper turning into smoke smells of shadow magic. And Mercy has a freaking staff, come on. But once you start dissecting all of these abilities, you could theorize a technological solution for all of them, ranging from nanotechnology to, nanotechnology. Look, in a way, this is a nice metaphor for life. It is our beliefs versus the reality. It's tricks versus illusions. Now, I don't want to get too philosophical on a Sunday, but think about it. Now, every time I raise this topic or they add a new hero to Overwatch, this no magic rule gets questioned. Some people out there really need magic in Overwatch. And when I tell them that both Jeff and Michael have stated in the past that there's no magic, they come back at me with, well, they don't work there anymore. Look, if you're going to keep bringing up good arguments and make sense, this relationship is not going to work out. Nah, but seriously, I love putting this topic back on the table. I'm always open to re-evaluate the whole situation. Because indeed, a lot has changed. And this is after all still a fictional world. Sure, picking at this fictional world and changing the course devaluates the fantasy. It's like playing a board game where they change the rules every 30 minutes. But there also needs to be progression in a fantasy world. See, at one point, all of us believed that the sun was turning around the Earth. And look at us now. Well, look at most of us now. We know better. By the way, this might feel like I'm kind of heading towards a conclusion where I tell you guys that magic is a part of Overwatch, but I'm not. Bear with me. By the way, where does that come from? Bear with me. Alright. Never mind. Let's just take a look at the 4 new heroes they added to the game in the last few months. Let's start out with Surgeon. Now, while her aim might sometimes feel magical, wink wink, nudge nudge, I'm fairly certain that most of it is technological. The Junker Queen, cutting people, throwing a knife, and calling it back with a magnetic bracer. Technology. Now let me skip to Ramatra. I know it's cheeky, you'll see why. Some people see magic in Ramatra because of his orb and his link to the iris. But no. I'll come back to the iris in a minute, but Ramatra is just a sentient robot, an Omnic. It is very advanced technology, and so is the orb, but it's not magic. Kiriko, well, the spirit dragons that both Genji and Hanzo use were often attributed to a mix between genetics and technological weapons. See, in the end, those dragons are more of an effect than anything else. I mean, it changes in a wolf the next time, and then now we have a cyber tiger. And granted, it is an effect that hurts, but it is an effect. Kiriko is slightly different. They're taking it a little further. More of her abilities are tied into that spirit. And while the Shimadas use them as a tool, Kiriko seems to have a symbiotic relationship with that fox, or that spirit. The question is that magic? Is the fox magic? Or is that just a girl that is putting up a fancy show? Well, maybe it's something else. Let me come back to the iris. The iris is basically a state, much like Nirvana is. And no, I'm not talking about the band. The iris was created when Aurora, the first sentient Omnic, sacrificed herself and transcended existence, which kinda looked like Zenyatta's ult. And all of the Omnic monks at the Shambhala temple thrived to reach that state. Is that magic or is it technology again? Maybe it is a hive conscience that makes the Omnics sentient. Maybe. But from their standpoint, it might be more akin to religion, spiritualism. Well, isn't that magic? No, just as religion and spiritualism is not considered magic in our world, in the reality. I mean, there are reports of weird occurrences in our world, albeit hopefully less impactful than seeing a blue fox dash at you, but still. And some will call those occurrences an act of a deity or a spirit, while others will debunk it and attribute it to science, technology, or a little too much mushrooms. And I'm not here to say which one is correct. That's not my job. Well, to be honest, none of this is my job. But I want to point out that we have always had that duality in our world. Why wouldn't that be the case in a fictitious future? Why wouldn't they have people that believe in it while others would hack the shit out of it? It all kind of adds a nice layer of mystery. But again, is it magic? No. Why? I still think that magic is the deliberate act. in which superpowers, controlled by a villain or a hero, are directed at an opponent. Magic is a skill, much like singing is. It is a talent, it comes from an individual. They do not need a second or third party to make it work. And that's just it. In Overwatch, everything that we can construe as magic does come from a third party. A spirit, the iris, basically an external influence that comes to the hero's aid. And they channel their powers into the hero to rise them to new levels. And no, that third party is not magic either. We just talked about this. I mean, I know it feels like a faint distinction, but like I said, look at it as a religion. Some believe in it, others don't. But they all agree that it's not magic. Now watch. Blizzard is going to clap me by adding a new hero that shoots fireballs out of their hands. But to be honest, that would be perfectly fine for me. I would like some magic in Overwatch. Bring it, Blizzard. Now tell me, what do you think? Is it magic or is it technology? And in the end, does it matter? Let me know in the comments. For now, however, that was it. Thank you very much for watching. See you during my streams on twitch.tv/DamesIsTV or in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.